Hi, my name is Elizabeth Hardy, and my persuasive essay is over texting and driving and why we should not do it. In today's society, technology is something that we live by every day, and our cell phones are actually the center of our life, whether that be email, texting, phone call, social media. It is one of the main things we focus on. I'm known for waking up in the morning, looking at my phone, checking my emails, as I'm sure many of you are as well. But there is a certain point where our phones need to stop being in the middle of our life and we need to focus on things around us. That brings us to texting and driving. Texting is portrayed in the media just a little differently than how it used to be. Cell phones weren't as a big deal a while back, but they are now because people have them all the time. I don't know anyone that doesn't own a cell phone. And the media portrays it in a very accurate light that sometimes we just want to ignore. One media source that I'm sure all of you are familiar with is AT&T. They have all of the commercials that show the side effects of texting, whether that be a family or a loved one talking about the loss of a child, or a person that is actually texting and driving and they hit someone and killed them or injured someone and is now having to face that on a daily basis. The story that we're going to talk about today that I like to compare with how the media is an AT&T story. Her name was Mariah. She was actually known for texting so well. They said that she could text under the table at dinner and no one would notice. Her friend said she texted all the time, always had her phone on her, and they always warned her about texting and driving. Well, Mariah didn't listen because she thought she was a great multitasker like some of us are today. We think we can just do anything. She was going to a minor league baseball game a couple days before her graduation, and she was texting one of the players to let her know, or to let him know that she was on the way. While sending that text message, she actually veered off to the side of the road, ran into a pole, and she was killed instantly. The last message that they saw had said, "Where are you at?" and it was from the baseball player. If commercials the ones AT&T shows and stories like that, or even personal stories that you may know of people in your town texting and driving, if that's not enough, maybe some statistics that I'm about to talk about will help you not want to text and drive, or at least think twice about it. According to the University of Utah, cell phones in general, being in the car with you, whether that being on the phone, looking at time, quadruple the chance of you being in an accident. That's not including texting. Texting alone increases the risk of an accident by 8 times. The reason it's like this, and it's so much higher than when you're on the phone, is because when you text and you look down for about 4 to 6 seconds. It might not seem that long, but it is. And scientists and researchers have shown that that amount of time is the same amount of time that you drive 55 miles an hour down the full entire length of a football field blindfolded. So you're driving blind while you're looking at that. Another reason they say that texting and driving has 8 times of a higher risk is because your senses aren't aware. You are more focused on tunnel vision, and so your peripherals aren't as sharp as they would be if you had just put that phone down. You might not see that car merging over into your lane where you can get over. You might not see the pedestrian or the little child riding their bike across the street. Another statistic that really stood out to me is from DistractedDriversAccidents.com, and it states that texting and driving is more dangerous than drinking and driving, which I'm not saying, drink and drive and not text and drive, but it's more dangerous than that. And with these statistics, 8 times higher risk by texting, I can understand why. Your peripherals shot, I can understand completely. But now that we know some of the statistics, if you want to go ahead and take a look at the visual aid and see some of the outcomes from texting and driving, there are awful car crashes. But there is one good thing that has come about this. The media has actually started with a campaign, and it is called It Can Wait. AT&T started it. What that is saying that no text is worth dying over. We need to stop. We need to put our phones down. We just wait till we get to our final destination to send that text message. Maybe it's, "Hey, what are you doing tonight?" We can wait. No text is worth dying. No text is worth endangering your life or others around you. With statistics like that, I hope that opens your eyes at least to think about not texting and driving, but let alone not drive in general. Texting and driving is just such a big deal. There are also other preventions. that some phone companies offer. They're more for if you're on a family plan with maybe your mom and dad. It's more for younger drivers. But if your car reaches over a certain miles an hour, usually they set it at about like 50, it'll cut your phone off completely. So you can't use it at all. Like the texting is enabled once you hit that speed on your car, the calling is enabled. I personally, after doing all this research, have stopped texting and driving. I'm an avid texter, and I was known for maybe stopping at a red light and texting, but now I've actually put my phone in my purse, put it in the back seat, or even put it in the trunk. I mean, it's just a huge liability. You don't want to hurt anyone, and you don't want to hurt yourself. So hopefully this has persuaded you at least to think about texting and driving, but let alone just not to text and drive at all.